Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody's night going? How's everybody's evening going? Hopefully, you're all having a good night. Hopefully, you all are having a good week so far. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What is going on? Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. We are on the road to 1,200 subscribers, folks. Let's get to that 1,200. If you are new and you want to join in on the conversation, just hit that subscribe button, and you get to join in on everything that we talk about here, folks. So you know how we do it here. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got John the Beagle Dad. What is going on? CT Cards. What is up? Stephen B. How you doing? Sabine. How's it going? Good to see you. Who else we got? We got Roy in the building. Jonathan is in the building. Sunil is in the building. Paranormal in the Fun House. What's up, man? How's it going? Jack is in the building. What's up, Jack? Jake Boss is in the building. David Herrera. What's up, David? How's it going? Aiden, what is up? David Cohen, what's going on? Cold Italian Pizza. How you doing? How you doing? Let's go. How you doing? What's up, Cold Italian Pizza? Skip Malone. What's up, Skip? How's it going? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Again, make sure you all hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. So a lot of news going on. Ed Matera, what's up, Ed? I see you. But a lot of things happening, right? There's so much news going around. There's so many, so many rumors, right? So many changes happening, right? Last night, with the Yankees, they signed Max Fried to an 8-year deal worth $210 million or $218 million, right? It was an excellent signing. It was a good way to make up for the loss of Juan Soto. Today you heard about Garrett Crochet being traded to the Red Sox. And in return, the White Sox got some prospects back from the Boston Red Sox. Last night, you were hearing about Christian Walker, and him and the Yankees and Christian Walker were in deep talks. There was a deep interest. It sounded like there was like a deal coming close. Something, I don't want to say finalizing, but they were close. There was mutual interest, and the Yankees, clearly needed a first baseman. But now all of a sudden today, all day, since the morning, there was the Yankees having interest in trading for Kyle Tucker and trading for Cody Bellinger, right? There's some rumblings about that. Now, I did put a poll out there to see how you all feel, because if the Yankees want to trade for Kyle Tucker, they want Luis Hill as part of the package, as part of the trade. So let me know how you all feel about that. But I'm gonna look at the poll real quick, and it looks like there's 39 votes, and 62% of you have said that you would do it in a heartbeat. Like, there would be absolutely no hesitation. All right. Listen, I like Kyle Tucker. I do like Kyle Tucker, but it does come with a little bit of a risk, and that risk is that he's a 1-year rental. Is that something that the Yankees want to go through with again? My guess is I would say yes. I would say yes, because right now, right, the Yankees, when they lost out on Soto, it lit a fire under Brian Cashman. It lit a fire under Hal Steinbrenner. There are people who are saying that they have never seen Hal Steinbrenner this way, right? Usually, he's a little bit more mild-mannered. He's a little bit more calmer, right? A little bit more conservative. Doesn't go crazy. But the thing is, I think that him losing out on Soto lit a fire under him. I feel like the inner George Steinbrenner has awakened him, and Hal is mad. And I think as of right now, they are open to everything and anything. Cashman did say that we're not surrendering. That means we're not going down without a fight. We signed Max Fried, but we're not done yet. We got some other moves that we're gonna do. Right. So as of right now, the Kyle Tucker talks have cooled off. Looks like they're really focusing. Sounds like they're really focusing on trading for Kyle Tucker. Right. I don't want to give up Luis Hill, but as an alternative, I'd give up. And I did freeze up. I don't know if you guys can still hear me talk or not, but I did freeze up. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm good now. All right, yeah, cool. I froze up for a minute, and let me hold that thought. I got my guy the Ace Avenue in the back. I froze up again. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
What's up, guys? I don't know what happened with NFE, but I guess I'm live. Hopefully,
Yeah, you live, bro. I got you. Yo, I froze up. I don't know what happened.
yeah, I see you. You're looking a little grainy. That's StreamYard, baby. That's
I
what
know,
happens.
man. I know. It's like, come on, streamer, get it together.
But yet they want to go up in their prices and stuff like that. But yeah, you know.
But yo, what's going on? Everybody, welcome to Ace Avenue. You all know who he is. You all seen him in the chat. I'll post his YouTube channel right now. If you all are not subscribed, that is the link right there. So make sure you guys subscribe to the Ace Avenue. He does great work over there on his channel. So Ace, welcome and thanks for joining me, man.
No problem, man. Always a pleasure to have you on, to come on, and for you to have be on my channel as well.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But man, what do you think about these this winter meetings this year, man? It's been pretty wild. There's a lot of different things happening, right? It's like 1 minute the Yankees are close on a deal with Christian Walker, and then now it's like, okay, now that deal has cooled off. Now they're interested in trading for Kyle Tucker. They're interested in trading for Cody Bellinger. What do you make of all this? Now they're interested in Bregman after Jack Curry said that they're not interested in Bregman. Brian Hoke said that they're interested in Bregman. So, and as I'm talking, shout out to the Ace who has become a YouTube member. Well,
I was already a member. Just read up.
Oh, all right. Well, welcome to the fam once again. So,
but this has been one of the more interesting off seasons, I would say, because it started with the Soto sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying? The Yankees lost out on that, but I think that woke Hal Steinbrenner up. I think going to the World Series, seeing everything that transpired, and losing out on Soto might have woke him up, because he was willing to go to a level that, in money wise, that we've never seen him do before, which was like 760. Then, to pivot to 48 hours later, Max Fried is a Yankee, 8 years, 218, $27 million AAV was great. But yeah, we're seeing him be very, very aggressive. And for those that have said he's not his father, he's not, the owner that we need to get it done, he's proven everybody wrong this year.
Yeah. Hal proved with Soto that he was willing to go above and beyond and do whatever it takes to sign him. But sometimes and again, I'm not saying losing out on Soto. It's whatever. Like, yeah, it still sucks, but you never know, man. It could be a blessing in disguise too. But
Absolutely.
this woke him up, though. This absolutely woke him up. And there are people who are saying that that how they've never seen Hal this way. So it's like the inner George Steinbrenner has awoken in him, and Cashman. And Cashman did go on to say that that they're pretty much open to everything. Hal just said, just come to me about whatever it is. Let's discuss it. Let's talk through it, and then we'll go from there. So Hal is absolutely open to everything and anything, and I just feel like this version of what we're hearing about Hal Steinbrenner is more like, we'll do whatever it takes. We don't care if we lose prospects. We'll gamble. We'll take the risk. We'll do whatever we have to do to make this team better and get back to the World Series and win the freaking whole thing. So they want to compete, man. And, I think that losing out on Soto just truly lit a fire under him.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us content creators have been saying it, like winning brings in the bucks too, man. That's something that winning is good for your brand. And the Yankees really getting as close as they did, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe Hal finally understood, like, yo, I need to wake up. And, Cohen coming into town could have been exactly what we needed from him. You know what I'm saying? I completely trust Hal Steinbrenner. Do I trust Cashman? Not so much still, you know what I'm saying? Because if it was up to him, I doubt we would have been anywhere near the bid of Soto. I doubt we would have made some of the moves we did. But with Hal running it, hats off to Hal. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah, I mean, even if I know Hal was heavily involved, right, with Soto, I think he was involved throughout the whole process. I mean, and he needed to be involved because this was a big deal. But, I'm for argument's sake, I would say that, I think Cashman would have gotten there because Hal is, at the end of the day, is the one who signs the paychecks. Yeah. He's the one that approves of, okay, you know what? Yes, I'm okay with spending this much money on this player. So, at the end of the day, it's Hal's decision. So, but Hal in this particular case needed to be involved. And, it's the same thing with Steve Cohen. He was involved the whole entire time with Soto. So, I mean, that whole process was a complete owner's thing. It was a complete owner's thing. That's what it boiled down to. But, again, they signed Max Fried. I know you heard earlier that Garrett Crochet is now a Boston Red Sox. So, they got their pitcher after missing out on other pitchers that they were trying to sign. They were trying to get Fried. They were trying to get Kikuchi. They were trying to get Blake Snell. They swung and missed, but they were.
Yeah, we got breaking news. Yankees got Loizaga from Jeff Passan.
Yeah, our friend Jonathan.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. So Jonathan is reporting to Jonathan Loizaga. That's funny.
Yeah. I agreed on a 1-year contract with a team option for 2026. Well, okay, good for the Yankees. I mean, they needed a bullpen arm. I get it. I'm a little surprised that they brought him back though, because God,
Same. Yeah, same.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a little surprised they brought him back. I'm not sure why they brought him back. He's very injury prone. The guy is always hurt. He's an excellent pitcher when he's on. He's on.
Yep.
But he's a bullpen arm. Do you know the money that's being paid to him?
Not yet. The tweet just came out from George Castillo. Right-hander Jonathan Loizaga and the Yankees have agreed on a 1-year contract with a team option for 2026. A source tells ESPN Loizaga, 30, missed most of the 2024 season after undergoing elbow surgery. He is expected to pitch by late April. I was calling that game that he got hurt. And I remember saying it. He punched the floor in frustration. And I remember saying it at the time. I said, I hope that this MF didn't hurt himself. And then the next day, he was on the IL. And I was like, bro. Because I remember, I think it was a ground ball hit. If I remember correctly, I believe it was a ground ball hit to him that he couldn't make the play. And he punched the floor. Or he slammed his hand on the floor. And then all of a sudden his elbow's messed up. And I'm like, but I'm right there with you. A guy that's injury prone, no doubt. The one thing with Loizaga, we've never doubted that he's got electric stuff. He's got a power fastball, power sinker, good slider. On top of that, we've never doubted that he's got good stuff. The only thing that we've doubted is that he can't stay healthy. And this kind of seems like a prove it deal. him being 30 years old, a 1-year option with an opt-in for 2026. The Yankees didn't really throw too much into it, but I'm with it. I like Loizaga, but he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, I hope the man could stay healthy. I hope this next year he's able to stay healthy. He's got an incredible arm. He's a fantastic pitcher when he's healthy. He's fantastic. I like the guy, but you just got to stay healthy, and I hope he does, man. For his sake, I hope he does. And let's see what other arms that they're going to add to the bullpen, because they absolutely need to add some arms to that bullpen. I know Tanner Scott's name has been heavily mentioned. I know Aaron Boone has talked very highly of him, so I'm sure the Yankees are looking into him. And honestly, with Loizaga, I don't think his contract is going to be anything wild. I don't think it's going to be crazy. So he's probably going to come back on the cheap, would be my guess. So we'll see what they update, what they say as far as the contract goes, what he's going to get owed. So I know they'll update that here momentarily. But yeah, man. So at least we know the Yankees are working. So at least they're not just waiting around. They're seeing what's out there. But yeah. So this whole Kyle Tucker situation, man. Let's talk about it. I put a poll out there asking folks if they would trade Luis Hill. And let's see, so far 73 votes and 60 or 74 now, but 65% of the people are saying that they would trade Luis Hill in a package in a trade for Kyle Tucker. I mean, yesterday, initially, I was like, man, I don't know if I would do that, because I had Hector on here from Uptown Sports, and he says he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it because of, he was rookie of the year, and, he's a solid piece in the rotation. Because if you trade him, it does leave a hole in the rotation, which means the Yankees have to go out and get another starter. And I know there's still a few names available, but I would offer Clark Schmidt, but I highly doubt the Astros would accept it.
That's a dream scenario for us to be able to get off with giving Clark Schmidt, but I think it would take a Luis Hill to get it done. Would I want to do it? No, I don't like Luis Hill. I love Luis Hill, and it would suck to see him go, but I'm also trying to make sure this team has what it takes to win this year, because guys like Aaron Judge and Cole, we hear it all the time, they're not getting any younger. Justin Tucker would be a great replacement for Juan Soto. There are debates on who's better. I think Soto is by far the better hitter, but Justin Tucker offers things that Soto doesn't offer. He'd be a great replacement that I think would fit immediately well in left field. And if it was a deal like Luis Hill, Ben Rice is what we've heard tagged to it too. They're also interested in a corner infielder. So the middle infielders like, Vivas and Durbin are out, but Rice is a corner infielder. I think Joe from the shift suggested maybe Peraza. You throw Peraza out there because we have no idea what's going on with him. Cabrera is somebody I actually don't want to see go, but I would not mind a package of Peraza, Rice, Hill. Maybe you sweeten the deal with another arm and you bring in Tucker, because unlike the situation that we just saw with Juan Soto, Scott Boras isn't his client. So
Yeah.
he'll be more prone to sign an extension. And then not to mention, if the Yankees can't get an extension done, I have more faith that they'll be able to sign him when he becomes a free agent, because who are they going to have to outbid? Steve Cohen's not going to be in on Tucker, and he was the only guy that we had to outbid for Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm.
His market won't even be as high as Soto's. But I do feel like if it did hit free agency, I feel like we'd be able to get him to come back there. So that's why I'm a little more prone to risk it than what just happened with Soto.
Yeah, and I feel that. And I think I do agree with your trade of Hill, Ben Rice. And Ben Rice, I like Ben Rice, but I've also said, and I've talked to other folks who look at Yankees prospects, have said that Ben Rice is a guy that they could trade. He's a trade piece, and I believe he is. And the Yankees have a lot of catchers, and Ben Rice is one guy that you could probably trade. So and Peraza I would probably include Peraza in that, just because I just don't feel there's no place for Peraza on this team, unfortunately, and it sucks to say that, but I just don't think the Yankees are going to utilize him. And he's out of options right now. That's the other thing. So, but I do like that package. As far as adding another pitcher to sweeten the deal, I mean, I suppose you can say, you can add like a Will Warren to that. You know what I mean? You could add a Will Warren potentially. So those are, that's a name that could be traded. I don't know how the Yankees feel about Will Warren right now, but he's another name. And I'm seeing folks in the chat. I know a lot of you are asking for, an extension on Kyle Tucker. Listen, I don't think Kyle Tucker would sign an extension. If he did, great. But after seeing Soto, I can't. I think he's just like, well, shoot, if Soto got that kind of deal, I am definitely going to, test the free agent market, and some team's going to pay for me. I don't think he's going to cost as much as a Juan Soto.
No, I don't
but
think so either.
Yeah, I don't think he'll cost as much as a Juan Soto. But there's no doubt in my mind that the Yankees could definitely bring him back. I feel like with this type of thing, with a guy like Tucker, they have a higher chance of bringing him back as opposed to Soto. Soto was always, even though I felt confident that the Yankees could have brought him back, it was still in the back of my mind, like, dude, he could very well go to the Mets. He could very well sign to the Mets. With Tucker, I don't feel like, okay, this guy could go to another team. I mean, he can, but but I don't think it's going to require $765 million.
No, I think 500 gets it done for Tucker.
500,
I think 500 is fair for him. Because he can run, field, great fielder. Gold Glover. That bat in Yankee Stadium, I think 500 would definitely get it done. But I don't think we'll be in a bidding war like we just were with Soto. Because the only person we were really in a bidding war was the Red Sox. Weren't really a threat. The Red Sox and Blue Jays weren't really threats to sign Juan Soto. We only had one threat, which is what we all knew the entire season. It was going to come down to the Yankees or Mets, and that's what it came down to. I don't think any other team would be able to compete with us for Kyle Tucker if he hit the open market. Because I said, the Mets aren't going to go for it.
Yeah. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but I was gonna say for Tucker. I mean, what is he? 27? He's gonna turn 28 next season.
Yeah, I think he'll be 28 next season.
So 28 next season. You know what? If you said 500 million, so if you say, let's say, you give him 500 million for 12 years, that takes him to age 40. I mean, it's a little over. It's a little over $41 million a year. I think that's that's about what Judge is getting paid. I mean, he might try to request a little bit more. You might have to go a little bit more because he is a little bit younger. So like if you go, let's just say if you go 520, that'll take him to 43.
He'll be 28 in January. So by the start of next season, he'll be 28.
Okay, so 28. So then he'll be 29, right? At the start of 2026. Whatever team he signs with. So 29, he's at that age. So let's just say you even go 540 million for 12 years. That puts him at 45 million. And that's a higher AAV than what Judge is getting paid. So if it's gonna be 500 million, I mean, I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be at least that, I would say, and it's probably gonna go up from there. But there's no doubt that he is gonna test the free agent market, and I feel like with the Yankees, you know what? I think they're in a, let's just risk it. Let's take a gamble. We don't care at this point. Let's make the move, even if he is a 1-year rental. Like, let's just do it. Let's get it done. I feel like this is the mentality that they have right now.
You got to go for it. And
you have to.
The thing about it is to give up to get a player of Kyle Tucker's caliber, you got to give up something. Luis Hill is a very enticing piece to give up. I would hate to see him go. But to a team like the Astros, who, in my opinion, are closer to kind of blowing it up than actually competing again, a cost-friendly pitcher who just came off Rookie of the Year would be a great move for them. The Cubs are also interested in Kyle Tucker, but they don't have the pitching like we do because the Astros want back pitching. They're willing to give up what they say. The outfielder, I forget his name, the Japanese player, and then Paredes is what they're starting with.
Say a Suzuki and
Suzuki and Paredes.
Paredes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the Cubs want to hold on to their pitching prospects. The
Right.
Yankees were so deep with this that, maybe we can give away Luis Hill. Like I said, I would hate to see him go. Me personally, I would love to see Clark go rather than Luis. But
Right there with you.
if I told you they gave up Luis Hill, but then brought in Jack Flaherty, how would you feel about that? But it also brings in Kyle Tucker.
Yep. Sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up right now. I mean, honestly, look, like you said, I don't want to see Luis Hill go. But here's the thing with trades. And as you know, and as everybody else knows, trades are going to hurt.
They're risky. Mm-hmm.
They're risky. They're going to hurt. To get something good, you got to give up something good.
Yep.
That's the way it works. It's a business at the end of the day. Baseball is a business. And you can't be for lack of a better term, like wishy-washy with this stuff. You can't play, you're not going to give up like something cheap to get something good. That's not the way it works.
Nope. This is not MLB The Show.
No, definitely not MLB The Show. So, you gotta, I mean, if it means giving up Luis Hill, you know what? So you got to take that risk. Because you got to get a team. You have to form the team. So you got to create that team that's gonna hopefully take you to the World Series and hopefully win the whole freaking thing. Yep. Because the Yankees can take over the AL this season. They really can.
Oh, I still think we're at the top of the AL. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I still think as of right now we're still the team to beat in the AL. The AL's kind of weak compared to the NL.
Yeah, the NL is stacked. And right now, as far as the National League goes, even though the Mets got Soto, the Dodgers are the team to beat.
Absolutely.
I still fear, if I'm a fan of of a team in the National League, I'm still worried about the Dodgers, man.
Yeah, of course, because look at the Mets rotation. That's why they were in. That's why that crochet. I'm in between croquet and crochet. The reason why Crochet deal was so big today because the Mets were interested on him. So that would have been one of their best pitchers. Their rotation leaves a lot to be desired. As of right now, the Dodgers look like the most complete team because their rotation is stacked.
Mm-hmm.
Bullpen is decent, but their lineup is really good as well. Our rotation with the addition of Fried looks really good. Like I'd put our rotation up with anybody in that pros right now. That's why we need to get some bats going. Bregman was a name that's thrown around today. I could see. I mean, you and I talked about that via text message earlier. We weren't too happy with that, but Bregman starting to look like a real possibility, man. From what we're hearing, I know you're seeing the same things I'm seeing. So if you tell me we have an off season where you bring in Bregman, Bellinger, which we're hearing that the holdup with Bellinger could be the money because the Cubs want the Yankees to take on the entire remaining salary. And if they were to trade for Kyle Tucker, so you're saying we got Max Fried, you add a Jack Flaherty, you obviously get rid of Luis Hill, you bring in Bellinger for first, Bregman for third, Jazz goes over to second, Tucker goes over to the left. How would you grade that offseason? And chat, how would you guys grade that offseason?
Well, there you go, folks. All right. The Ace Avenue just asked all of you how would you all grade that with all the moves that, hypothetically speaking, if the Yankees made all those moves, right? How would you all grade that? I mean, to me, that's an A+. Easy.
Same.
A+, easy. Right? If that happened, my goodness, like that would be insane. I think so Reform Tucson is saying A-, Paranormal saying A. So yeah, you're getting a couple of good grades over here, man. So William DeSico, what's going on? He's saying he would trade Hill for Tucker's, and he says Soto should never be allowed to walk around in the Bronx. Fair enough.
My guy, Rocket Chair Cowboys in the building. I keep telling him he needs to change his name to Rocket Chair Yankee, man. The Cowboys season, especially with the Cowboys season being done. What do you think about his comment? Baseball needs to limit the amount of money a team could push past a signed contract.
That's never going to happen.
No.
If that ever happens, the players will go on strike.
Yep.
And Major League Baseball will cease to exist, and they'll have to create a new league. Like that's what will happen. There will never be a salary cap in baseball. I know people say that there's the luxury tax, but that it's not the same. The thing is, the teams can spend whatever money they want.
Yep.
But they can't be stopped. then whatever money that they spend, there's a penalty associated with it. So they're free to spend whatever they want, but there's a penalty.
Yeah.
Eddie Snaps is saying Bellinger is definitely bound to happen. It's so close, we could feel it. I
I can see
mean,
that.
I could see that there, Eddie. I mean, I know the Yankees have always had some interest, or not some interest, a lot of interest in Cody Bellinger. I mean, they're
Same vice versa. I think he's had interest in us too.
yeah,
So
and his father played for the Yankees too, Clay Bellinger. Once upon a time. Look, I know the Yankees want the Cubs to eat the salary. The Cubs want the Yankees to take on the salary. I think if worse comes to worse, you could see a scenario where it's like the Cubs will eat half of it, and I think the Yankees would be. I think the Yankees would be cool with it. I mean, it's if the Cubs are trying to sell, right? If they're trying to sell, they're gonna have to settle for something, because there's a lot of teams that are not going to take on, 25 million, for Cody Bellinger, or 52 million. Okay, 52 million. Not a lot of teams are going to want to take on that kind of money, and the Yankees are for Bellinger. They won't do it. So I mean, if the Cubs said, okay, we'll eat this much money, yeah, then they can probably attract the Yankees with that type of offer. But I wonder what the Yankees would offer back to the Cubs. I mean, that's the big question. Is that involved like a Nestor Cortez or a Marcus Stroman?
Jones will be gone.
Spencer Jones?
I think Jones will be gone. If we're bringing in Cody Bellinger, I think it's a package around Spencer Jones. It'd be phenomenal if we're able to get them to kind of take back Marcus Stroman, because then it kind of balances off those contracts as well. Stroman. See, here's the thing. If you're a team and you're taking back something like a Stroman's contract, which is a short contract, you're taking that on for 1 year, because then it's off the books the following year. So that way you're free to that. It's like what they do in the NBA all the time. They'll take an expiring bad contract and then just have it off the books. It's possible they can take on a Stroman, but I definitely think Spencer Jones will be gone if it comes down to Cody Bellinger. And I think Luis Hill could be gone if it came down to Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, sad but true. I mean, listen, with Spencer Jones, I mean, the thing is, if he's gonna get traded, I mean, that's the time to do it. You know what I mean? Like, again, you got to give up something good to get something good. And, Spencer Jones, I mean, there's no telling when he's going to even come to the majors. If the Yankees still have him, right, let's just say they still have him, and we don't even know if that's what's going to take to get Bellinger, but that's what it might be. You're probably right. Who knows when he's going to come up for the Yankees? And I'm seeing messages though that like in the chat and amongst my friends in a group that I'm in, that's saying that there's a likely chance of this Tucker and Bellinger thing happening. So nice. it just needs to be official. But I want to see. Okay. So check this out, man. It says Sherman. Cody Bellinger, Kyle Tucker seem like the Yankees want to do. Mention the loss of additional draft picks has them hesitant after losing picks for Max Fried. All right, well, let's see. But it's like I think that's going to be the direction that they're going to go to. I think Christian Walker now, it seems like he's out of the picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it seems like yeah.
Because if we get Bellinger, I forget who was reporting it. If the Yankees get Bellinger, then they're not going to need Christian Walker. And in my opinion, I'd rather have Bellinger than Christian Walker, to be honest with you. So
yeah. Well,
I love the left-handed first baseman.
Left-handed first baseman. He's an upgrade over Rizzo, right? He's a left-handed bat. He's perfect for Yankee Stadium. And he's still young. He's like what, 28, 29. So it's not like he's in his like mid 30s or anything. And, if the Yankees, since it sounds like, the Walker thing is probably not happening at this point. I mean, it seems like it's cooled off. That's what they're saying. By not signing Tucker, they're now it's like, you don't have to give up any draft picks either, because he does come with a QO.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the other thing about signing a guy like Christian Walker if the Yankees were to sign him. And the thing is too, I mean, Bellinger could also play the outfield, you know. So, he could play the outfield, and if you need somebody to fill in for first base, you could play Oswaldo Cabrera. So, he's one of your bench guys. So, the Yankees can maneuver, they can maneuver this if they do it the right way, man. They can have a fantastic team, quality bats, quality pitching. I if they can make it happen, I like their odds in 2025. So
Same.
yeah. But the addition of Max Fried, that was a start, and that was a good start. And let's see what else they do. Now, other free agents, man. I mean, I know you said you would sign Jack Flaherty. Would you be opposed to a Walker Buehler?
If I had my choice over Flaherty and Buehler, I'd probably still go Flaherty.
For sure.
Not too sold on Walker Buehler, but that's only, those guys would be picked up as potentially, both of them would be a 4-starter on our team, because you got to think you'd go Cole, Fried, Rodon, Buehler / Walker, and then Schmidt, or, well, if Luis Hill's still on the team, he's a 4-starter. But I'm assuming that Luis Hill's probably gonna be gone. Let's just say,
yeah.
But I'd definitely go Jack Flaherty over Walker Buehler. What about you?
If I had to pick out of the two, I would go Flaherty, no doubt. If the Yankees did get Buehler, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah,
because at least he showed us that the guy could pitch. He pitched well in the World Series, so he did a fine job. So I'm not against Buehler, but if they got Flaherty, again, sign me up. Corbin Burns, I think is completely out of the question. I think Burns, I still say he's
crashing. His market is crashing right now because the Yankees, Dodgers, and Mets aren't involved in it. So
because I mean he's gonna be expensive, and I don't know what team's gonna pay him. But I still say the Giants could potentially sign him. I could see the San Francisco Giants because they I know they're trying to get something going too. So we'll see what happens with Corbin Burns. But I know we're talking a lot about the starting pitching, the offense, but real quick, shout out to Jacob for posting Ace's channel. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to the Ace Avenue.
And everybody hit that like button. We got
hit that like button,
135 in here, 43 likes. Let's get that like button to 100.
Yeah, let's get to 100, folks. Let's make. I want that to be a goal. Let's get to 100 likes. And real quick, I do want to announce too, I just broke 1,200 subscribers.
Nice.
So shout out to everybody out there that has subscribed. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. It does mean a lot to me. Yeah, thank you.
Clap it up for NFE in the chat.
Yeah,
that's 1,200.
Yeah, so 1,200. So yeah, man, it's an accomplishment for me, man. We're gonna continue growing this thing. You're on your way to 2,000 there, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of been, a little bit stagnant during the off season. It'll pick back up, but I'm at about 17. So I'm about less than 300 away from 2K, which would be lovely to get to before the beginning of the baseball season when the live play-by-plays really pick up. And that's when I'm the most active, when the live play-by-plays are here.
Yeah, I can't wait to, I plan on doing some play-by-plays myself. I'll probably do more play-by-plays this upcoming season. Of course, I'm going to do the pre-games because pre-games are a lot of fun, and I know folks in the chat really enjoy the pre-games. I have fun with it. It's a thing that I just, with all those things that I do, I just came up with it. Like all those questions that I asked the folks in the chat, I'm just like, you know what? Let's do this. And it seems like everybody, it's real interactive. So I'm down.
What do you like more, the pre-games or covering the off season? What do you prefer more?
Pre-games.
The pre-games. Okay.
Pre-games. Yeah. Because
you get to ask people what they get to eat. That's why.
Oh, the food, of course, man. I mean, I like it. I like, eat whatever it is that they're eating. I mean, some things I don't eat, but, and I'm just like, yeah. all this food, bro. I was like, I'm getting hungry. If I ate all the things that these folks be mentioning, man, forget it. I'd be like 300 pounds. But and the thing is, I always like to see people's predictions too with the pitching and the score. I want to know. I want to know what people are thinking. It's always a fun time. But I love doing the pre games though, man, because it seems like everybody's very lively and is looking forward to it. And it's like in the middle of baseball, so
Yep.
Or baseball season, so people are very lively. But
I just can't wait for opening day regardless. It's just such a good time, man. Like spring is coming, it's starting to warm up. I love me some opening day.
Oh, opening day, man. Yeah, no doubt. I can't wait for opening day. I really can't. I mean, when you think about it, we're not too far away. Like February in 2 months.
Pitchers and catchers be here before you know it.
Pitchers and catchers are going to be reporting.
Yep.
So, February is going to sneak up like real quick. And when pitchers and catchers start reporting, huh?
Yep. This month is already, Christmas is like right around the corner. Are you done with all your Christmas shopping? You done?
I don't do Christmas.
You don't do Christmas? No. Okay.
Nah.
All right. So me, I'm about like halfway done. I want to be done a little bit earlier, but people are dragging their feet and telling me what they want. So I'm just like, I told my mom, like, Ma, like, you got to text me what you want, Ma. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I could. That'd be funny if somebody got you a Juan Soto jersey in a Yankees uniform
for me to wipe my ass with. I'm good. I got
yeah, you would definitely set it on fire, man. But Christmas is it's 2 weeks away, so it's right. It's definitely right around the corner. So wow, that's wild to think about it. And in 3 weeks, it's New Year's, like
2025.
2025 is about to begin, and then you get through all of January. And then you might hear some other baseball news in January because you never know. There's other trades and signings that do go down, outside of the winter meetings. And then, next thing you know, man, it's like spring training, middle of February. Pitchers and catchers start reporting, and you start seeing games. And I mean, I know spring training games they don't count, but it's just still the excitement of baseball. Like baseball is back. You feel it in the air.
And to see some of the prospects and stuff like that, to see some of the young kids. And last year was actually my first year calling spring training games. It was
no way.
Because, not having to really invest in the game too much, just kind of getting to sit back, chill. And once the starters go out and all the bench players come back in, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. So 1-2 hour stream. And then, it's cool to see some of the young kids play. Not all the games are televised though. So it's hard to call spring training games. So.
Yeah. No, facts. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about, Bregman? I know you and I had discussed it. Now, he's not a choice of mine, and he never has been, even without all the scandals. Like I'm not even, it's not even the whole scandal thing anymore. Mm-hmm. He was just never really like at the top of my list. He was never a choice of mine personally. But listen, if the Yankees did get him, fine, whatever. Like, he'll probably more than likely be your third baseman. And then they'll probably move Jazz over to second, which means that Caleb Durbin is probably not going to be your starting second baseman at this point.
Yeah. I'm bringing up his stats on Baseball Savant and stuff like that. Did much to be desired, a little bit to be desired last year with the bat. Fielding was top notch, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Especially with the addition of Max Fried. We're gonna need to solidify this infield. Max Fried, 60% ground ball percentage. So we're gonna have to solidify this infield defense, So Bregman, 30. When is his birthday though? When does he turn 31? Let's see.
And I got Sunil is in the chat. He's saying getting Bregman now would be like getting Josh Donaldson all over again.
I don't think so. I think Nolan Arenado is more like Josh Donaldson. Bregman turns 30. He turns 31 in March. So by the time we see him in a real Yankee uniform, he'll be 31. He doesn't give me Josh Donaldson vibes. Not like that.
Because when the Yankees got Donaldson, the dude was already in his mid 30s, late 30s.
and the off-field stuff as well. I mean, Bregman has the off-field stuff attached to him as well because of
Sure.
the cheating scandal. But for the most part, a lot of people thought Josh Donaldson was an asshole. So
Yeah, there hasn't. Well, when he was on the team, and when there was that incident with him and Tim Anderson,
mm-hmm.
that whole scandal there, that speculation of what he said,
and him blowing a whistle on Garrett Cole too with the spider attack stuff.
Yeah. He did. If you notice, like guys like Judge, like they were cool, and then after a while, Judge was kind of like keeping his distance away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So Donaldson, he was a problem. But as far as the Donaldson vibes, though, I mean, it's just you're not getting Bregman at the same age. You're getting Bregman at a little bit of a younger age, 31. Yeah, I mean, it's in his early 30s, but you're not getting him at like 35, 36, or in his like you're not getting him at mid to late 30s. If you're getting mid to late 30s, then you're not gonna sign a guy like that. So
we gotta. I'd be with it. I know some Yankee fans have their reservations on it, so why wouldn't you be with it?
I don't want to pay him $200 million. The $200 million.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I think $200 million is too much for him. I think what the Astros offered him, honestly, 156. I think that was a reasonable offer, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you, but it depends on how long, and it depends on the AAV. To be honest with you, 30.
He's going to be 31, right, at the start of the season.
He's going to be 31.
This is what I'm saying. Because if he's looking for like a 10-year deal,
Because if you gave him a 6-year deal, that's $33 million.
33,
that's too much.
200, yeah,
that's too much for him.
But 10 years. If you give him like 10-year deal, it's $20 million, but he's not going to do 10 years, right? And
if he didn't budge in the 800, what I'd feel comfortable with is probably 8 or 9, because then you're looking at 25 and 22 million a year.
So that 200,
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, it's 200 at 8 years. That takes him to age 39, 25 million.
If he even sees that long. He might retire before then, or with a couple opt-outs, Yankees could always get rid of him by then too. Like, the thing is, when it comes to the big money, like in the years, we worry about the years when it comes. Like, everybody was like, I don't want to give Soto 16 years. You worry about those later. Worry about what you can do for us recently, especially with, you have to realize the market will be going up. Contracts will be getting higher by then. And then you got to realize how much is going to come off the books. DJ LeMahieu will be off the books. Giancarlo Stanton will be off the books. Money is very fungible. What really matters is AAV. The entire contract is very fungible. You can move it around. You can backload it, front load it. But what really matters is the AAV.
Facts. Yeah, the AAV is what. Yeah, it does. That's what truly matters the most. And, and Yankees, even going into after the 2025 season, I know we're going way ahead, but they're gonna, they're gonna have money coming off the books. And then when they go into the 2026 season, the Marlins are going to start kicking in $10 million of Giancarlo Stanton's contract.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's some extra money right there for the Yankees. And the Yankees are getting, $15 million from the Rays for using the George Steinbrenner field. So that's some extra money there. But I do understand what you're saying though with the AAV. That's the part that matters. But again, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I'm live right now. We're almost an hour in. So shout out to everybody in the chat though. I got, between YouTube and X, I got over 130 people in the chat. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's hit that like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Ace Avenue. Hopefully you're all enjoying the live stream. So, I'm just waiting for some news to pop up, man. It's right now, it's almost 7:00 in Houston. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm sure the night or the day is like the work day is like winding down for those guys, but you never know. You might get some late night news.
What'll happen is as soon as you log off and end the stream, breaking news, and you got to make a whole new stream.
Bro, yeah, I can see, and I can definitely see that happening. And I'm trying to see what the deal is for Loaisaga, if there was any.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet either. I just keep saying he signed. It can't be much. What would you guess?
Like 4 or 5 million would be my guess. 6 at the most.
Oh, 6 would be pricey.
6 would be pricey, but I'm just saying with pitching, it is a premium, and teams pay a lot.
Canley got 4 last year. So do you think he's worth more or less than Tommy Canley? You got to also factor in his injury history.
Yeah, well, probably. I mean, you probably want to. I mean, with his injury history, I would put him at the 4 or 5 million. Then 6 is steep, but again, with pitching, you do pay a little bit of a premium. So teams are always gonna overpay for pitching. Unfortunately, I mean that's just a business of baseball. That's the market. CT Cards, you're asking me what my thoughts are on Christian Walker. Sounds like we are serious. Well, they were serious about him, not anymore. It's cooled off a little bit because they are now more intrigued with trading for Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger. So those are the 2 names that the Yankees are, truly focusing on right now. So they're waiting to see what happens with Tucker. And if it doesn't pan out, they might revisit Christian Walker. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I know they agreed to a 1-year deal there, Stephen B. I'm just trying to figure out what the dollar amount is.
Yeah, I'm refreshing Twitter. That's why I'm looking sideways because I'm just looking on Twitter.
I figured. No, you're good.
Right here. Rockin' Chair says his long bet was Soto opt out at 5 years. They have a lot. They have the ability to lock him in for more. Rockin' Chair. He's not going to be. He's retiring a Met.
Who's that?
Soto.
Oh, Soto's absolutely going to retire a Met. I mean, that dude's going to opt out of his contract. They'll void his contract, and then he'll get his 55 million.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Hector. He was. I
did. I was in there.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, you were in there. That's right, man. He was saying that people at the winter meetings were saying that, yeah, good for the Mets for getting Soto, but that contract is, that was a bad contract. So again, I know if we're not going to lie to each other here, but if the Yankees did get Soto back, we'd be celebrating, no doubt. Of course.
But yeah, it's an overpay, but for, would you rather overpay and have them? Yeah, of course. So,
but it could be a blessing in disguise, man. Maybe this is an opportunity for the Yankees to just go out and build a team and get some good quality players, which is it looks like this is what it is that they're trying to do. So, yeah, let's see. But do you think some big news is happening tonight? And John, I do not think the Yankees are done dealing. No, they're not.
I don't think they're done.
They are far from done from dealing.
As far as news tonight, like you said, the winter meetings are still going on. We're in day 3. They should be winding up within the next hour or 2. Mm-hmm. Sources that were over there were saying, like, we might hear something maybe by like 6:30 their time, 7 o'clock their time, which is like 8 o'clock. But things could be winding up. But at any time, it could be dropping. That's why you got to hit that like and subscribe notification bell to NFE, so that way when anything does drop, you guys will be notified.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. And like you said, if I was to end the live stream though,
come right back on.
Oh, bro, I'd be back on in a heartbeat. I'd be like, all right, I'm back. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about some breaking news. But
so if you ended the live stream and then it was like breaking news, Yankees bring back Jonathan Loaisaga, would you jump back on for that?
For that, you know what? I probably would.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would, because of the fact that, it was a move that I wouldn't expect the Yankees have made.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear everybody's thoughts on, what they think, and, should they have brought him back? I mean, me personally, I'm saying they probably shouldn't have, in my humble opinion. I don't think they should have brought back Loaisiga, but I do understand. And they might have brought him back on the cheap too.
Yeah, I'm looking on
So
actual ESPN to see what they say.
Yeah, if I don't know if there's anything there.
No one said anything about money yet, so I can't
Yeah.
imagine it's a lot for him. I really can't.
Yeah, well, Yankees PR department, so they did put this out on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. The New York Yankees today announced that they have acquired minor league right-handed pitcher Elmer Rodriguez Cruz and international signing bonus pool money from the Boston Red Sox in exchange for catcher Carlos Narvaez. Whoa.
So that's another Yankee catching prospect that's out of there.
Yeah. So wow,
we're fairly deep with the catching prospects, but
we are fairly deep with the catching prospects.
But we are giving them away now.
Yeah.
Augustine Ramirez is out of there. Ben Rice could be out of there. Like, because if you bring in Cody Bellinger, you have no need for Ben Rice anymore.
No, none whatsoever. So yeah, they right-handed pitcher Elmer Rodriguez Cruz and international signing bonus pool money. So, all right, there you go. Another move by the Yankees today. And speaking of moves, the Rule 5 draft, the Yankees didn't lose anybody that was exposed to the Rule 5 draft.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised by that?
I would have to look to see who it was, but that's good. That's a good thing for us.
Yeah. Let me see if I'm able to pull up those names because there was somebody, I think it was Gary Phillips, I want to say, who put out that name. He put out some names, but it was like I was surprised that none of those guys were picked up. Like Zach Messenger is one of their big prospects, and he wasn't called on.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a list of players that they had, and I think like guys like T.J. Rumfield, I think he was exposed to the Rule 5, and he didn't get picked up. So
yeah, I'm looking at Chris Kirshner to talk about that as well.
Yeah,
on his Twitter page.
So I don't know if there's like a list of names that you're seeing.
So we didn't take anybody and we didn't lose anybody. So
yeah,
that's what he reported. So, but I see that Kirshner just said Cashman talked about inquiring about their catching depth today. Carlos Narvaez on a move to Boston. Yankees get international free money and a minor league arm. So
man, so they got some more. So they got some more IFA money now. You got to wonder now, with this IFA money, Roki Sasaki. Now, I know it's been said that he wants to play for like a small market team, but apparently they kind of walked it back. The Yankees did say that they are going to prepare a presentation for him. So I don't know, I don't know what that presentation is going to look like, but it sounds like, the Yankees are going to be meeting with him. Yeah. So I'm wondering, I'm wondering what's going to happen. I'm wondering if Roki Sasaki, I mean, that's another starting pitcher that the Yankees could definitely sign. And he could, you could probably slide him into Luis Hill's spot, assuming that Luis Hill does get traded.
Yeah. It's tricky with the international. I mean, it's tricky with the Japanese pitchers because, like, they're trying to go somewhere where Japanese culture is already established, like the Dodgers, the West Coast, Seattle, because of Ichiro. The Padres. I think he probably ultimately ends up a Padre, especially if they're talking about he wants to play for a more smaller market organization. I could definitely see him going to the Padres, maybe even possibly the Seattle Mariners, because the Mariners were really in on Ohtani too and Yamamoto because of that culture that they built over there. It's disappointing because Yankees have had their fair share of Japanese players. Where's our Japanese culture?
Yeah, well, I mean the West Coast though it has more. There's a bigger Japanese community out there, so there is that, and Tanner Scott. There's really no update on Tanner Scott. There's a few teams that are interested, but there's no I don't think there's been any like negotiation or that. At least I haven't heard anything. There's been no contracts or anything like that being discussed. So I'm surprised that Tanner Scott is even still a free agent right now. I'll be honest with you, because I know teams can really use his services. And Brian Cashman did say too, it's worth mentioning that they're not completely, sold on Luke Weaver being the closer. Like they might consider it, but they're not. They're not
set in stone.
It's not set in stone. So they could make a run for Tanner Scott. I know Boone has spoken very highly of him. I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind a guy like Tanner Scott. That would be phenomenal for the bullpen.
Oh, yeah. Bolster up our bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What do you think? I mean, if they were to get a Tanner Scott, let's just talk about it, right? What would that money look like? Would it be $15 million a year, $16 million a year?
Oh, he's getting like closer type money. Definitely something in the double digits, a year. But I do feel like he's worth it.
Yeah. And real quick, Joe and Jonathan, I know you all are saying that Yankee Hot Stove is on right now. So yeah, please fill us in. And let us know what's going on. And if there's other like baseball news, like just drop it in the chat and we'll talk about it. Whether it's Yankees news or any other baseball news, it doesn't matter because you never know when news breaks out, man. It's like some team comes out of nowhere and does something. But yeah.
This comment by Yassine, would you trade for Luis Castillo? Max had sent me something earlier from John Morosi. The Red Sox, even after the Crochet trade, are working to acquire one of the Mariners' starting pitchers. A lot of people think that Luis Castillo could be on the move.
Yeah.
That's a name that the Yankees were linked to. A lot of teams were actually linked to Luis Castillo. And he's another example. Like, it's not always it's not always sweet over there in Seattle when you're going over there playing. So could he be on the move? If the Red Sox were to get their hands on Luis Castillo, that's a nice little 1-2 combo with Castillo and Crochet.
Yeah, I think Seattle is trying to break away from his contract.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's boiling down to. I mean, I know some Yankees fans would love to have Luis Castillo. I wouldn't personally. I would want to go after one of their other starters as far as Seattle goes, but I don't think they're gonna go after him. Or they're gonna let their other starters go. I think they want to try and move Castillo to free up some of their payroll. So, and Joe from Yankee Mania is saying the only thing so far Jack Curry's saying is that Tucker's definitely just a 1-year rental, and no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, he's ultimately gonna test the market. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yep.
Why wouldn't he? But the difference is, there's not going to be a lot. There'll be some competition, but I don't think it'll be as big as Soto's, like we said. And Scott Boras is not his agent.
Yep.
So there's also that. I think the company that represents him is CAA Sports, I believe. I'd have to look that up, but I think that's who represents him.
Let's see. I think I just looked it up yesterday.
And I think they're based out of New York City.
Oh, all we know is it's not Excel Management. Excel Sports Management.
Yeah. Okay. Excel Sports Management. So
it's not Scott Boras. So it'd be.
No,
I feel like he if the money's right, he might be open to a trade, open to an extension, especially if things go well. You know what I'm saying here, but like I said, if it came down to free agency, I do think we have the best ability to bring him back, because no one's gonna want to go to Toronto.
No doubt. Even though the owners of the Blue Jays, though, man, those guys are loaded. They got money. It's just a matter of
no one wants to go there.
Yeah, no one wants to go there.
They're not even going to pay Vlad.
Yeah. So speaking of other players that are potentially available in a trade, supposedly, I guess Luis Arias might be available in a trade. If for some reason the Yankees cannot get Bellinger, if they can't trade for Bellinger, I mean, would you be opposed to Arias?
No, I'm not sold on Arias. I mean, I understand high batting average, which in this day and age of baseball is very rare. A guy that could play second base, he even played first base, he would immediately be our leadoff hitter. It's just something about him that I'm just not sold on Luis Arias. Now, granted, could I be persuaded for it? Absolutely, but it wouldn't be my go-to choice. If we're talking about second baseman, I'd rather get my hands on Nico Horner. than Luis Arias, or even give Caleb Durbin a shot. You know what I'm saying? But we were both listening to Uptown Sports. Caleb Durbin could just be more of a bench piece at this point. We'll see what kind of moves the Yankees end up making. But I'm not completely sold on Luis Arias.
Yeah, no, I get it. I like his bat though. I mean, I do like his bat. I think the guy could hit. And he could play first. He could play first base. And he'd be cheaper than Bellinger. But I think the Yankees right now, I think their big focus. I think their main focus right now is Kyle Tucker and Bellinger. Yeah, I think that's their main focus.
Luis Arias, 200 hits, which is actually really, really good.
Yeah.
314 batting average. His OPS is under the league average because his slugging stinks. It's 392. So, yeah, his OPS actually dipped below his career average last year. His OPS career average is 790, but last year was 739. So, because his slugging dropped some points, and he's not a big slugger. Only 4 home runs. He's not going to provide you with that power, but he'll provide, and he's got subpar defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's on the range. He's on the caliber of like Gleyber Torres defense-wise. So it wouldn't be that much of an upgrade. He's still 27 years old. What it would do for us is it would give us our leadoff hitter. That's pretty much what it is. Second baseman, leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and I guess that's another question is like, who would be the leadoff hitter for the Yankees? I think the only guy you could put in that leadoff spot is as of right now is Volpe. I mean, I don't know who else. Jazz, yeah, you could potentially put Jazz Chisholm there.
You get Bregman possibly.
If they get Bregman, yeah. If they sign Bregman, that's a big if. We don't know. I know there's a few teams that are interested in Bregman. So, but which, by the way, he's a Scott Boras client. So, I don't know what team is going to offer him $200 million. Stephen B is saying he would bat Dominguez or Jazz at the leadoff spot. I wouldn't put Dominguez there yet.
No, I like Dominguez's pop to protect a guy like Judge and Stanton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you put him maybe like between them both. You know what I'm saying? So that way you have that switch hitter in between them, so you can't really stack up righties, stack up lefties on them. But I wouldn't want Dominguez as a leadoff guy.
Yeah, and and Jazz does. That's the thing with Jazz. He needs to come down on his strikeout rate. Yeah. So that was we talked about it a couple of days ago, a few days ago. Like, his strikeout rate was frustrating. Just him swinging at balls that were like completely out the strike zone, and every time he goes up to bat, the guy's like constantly just trying to hit the ball out of the park. It's like, man, you just do what you're supposed.
He sees that short porch in right field, and he wants to pip one so he can go around first base, like,
so he could do his little
yeah, that's what he does.
His ball in.
But I mean, if same thing with Volpe. If Volpe can get his OPS up and start hitting the ball more to right field, I think he'd be a traditional leadoff hitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the speed that he has, I would love to see Volpe as our leadoff guy. But I think if the season started today, Jazz probably, but we also don't know how the team is currently constructed either. But I'm not a fan of Dominguez in the leadoff spot. I think he adds, with his pop, he could add some protection to a guy like Judge.
Yeah, well, there was at one point, there was a lot of fans that were saying to put Dominguez at the leadoff spot. But I wasn't, for me, it was just like, I'm not really sold on that as of right now, because you still got to have a full season of Dominguez. We don't even know what he's like in a full season at the major league level. You got to give him a couple of years at the major league level to see what he's all about. And Yassine is asking if we would sign Jeff Hoffman or Carlos Estevez. Estevez is intriguing. That's a name that I'll admit I haven't talked about, but I do like Carlos Estevez. He could be an option.
Yeah, hot stove is currently on right now. See what they
Yeah.
say.
Okay.
They're probably looks like they're just talking about Max Fried because obviously I think the Fried news dropped before they were last on. So for
yeah.
maximum coverage is what is what they're advertising. So good little that'll be a nice little play on words. Bronx Pinstripes on Twitter, who you follow by the way, has this mock trade for
Okay.
Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
The Astros receive Clark Smith, Ben Rice, and Clayton Beater. I'd do that like right now. I'd drive them to the airport for that.
I mean, yeah, but I think I don't think they want. I would do that. I would do that. Listen, I would do that deal in a heartbeat. But um, it's not going to take Clark Schmidt though.
Would you rather keep Clark or Luis Hill?
I'd rather keep Luis Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. I definitely would rather keep Luis Hill. Luis Hill is that perfect. He's that perfect. I mean, in this case now with the upgraded rotation, he's the perfect number 4 guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather keep.
I'd still put him at 3 though, because I'd want to split the lefties. Only because I'd want to split the lefties between Fried and Rodon. That's the only reason I'd put him at 3.
You're right.
Because in a 7-game series, I mean, in a series throughout the course of the year, 3-4 game set, you don't want to throw 2 lefties out there.
This is true. Yeah, you don't want to have back-to-back lefties. But although I'm like thinking about it, what if a team is like heavily left-hand, heavy with left-handed batters, then it might be intriguing. But I do understand what you're saying though. And let's see, Joe from Yankee Mania is saying Cashman coming on after the break. Okay. Stephen B is saying reason I put Dominguez at first or leadoff, I guess he meant to say, that he's done it before and has speed to steal and put ourselves in a position to steal and make pitchers nervous. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's different at the major league level. He needs to adjust to the major league level first before we even consider him at the leadoff spot. It's different. It's just different when you get up to the majors, so I'll have a word about Cashman in the next few minutes. They're on break. All right, Joe. Yeah, let me know what Cashman says. If there's any developments or anything. What are you seeing?
Fireside Yankees just reported that Jack Curry had mentioned, I guess this is what's happening at Hot Stove. Jack Curry mentioned the Yankees could revive talks with Christian Walker, but are worried of the draft capital if they'd have to give up what they'd have to give up to sign him. He also mentions that the Yankees value Cody Bellinger, but are apart with the Cubs on the financials, which is kind of what we talked about earlier, because the Cubs want the Yankees to take on all of that. It's just about who's going to budge because they're trying to get rid of. They're definitely trying to get rid of him, but it's just about who's going to budge. Yeah, they're currently on. Yes, you are allowed to play some clips from, like, on here, right? You're not going to get copyright or anything.
Yeah, and I was going to say if you want to play those clips.
Oh no, I can't. You're the admin.
Yeah. I have to. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
But for future reference, you are allowed to play clips from it because I do it all the time, and a lot of other content creators do the same thing on their channels. They just share the screen on the bottom. But Jack Curry, like I'm listening to it right now. You can't hear it, right?
I can't hear it, but I'm saying you can if you want to just let us know what he's saying.
All right, go ahead. I'll listen to it while you hit the
chat. Yeah. So, guys and gals, like there is there's a lot of options out there for the Yankees now. Again, like Ace and I discussed, we were talking about we talked about how the Yankees were in on Christian Walker, but all day today we're hearing, okay, the Yankees and Christian Walker, it's cooled off. Now they're interested in trading for Kyle Tucker. They're interested in trading for Cody Bellinger. They're interested in Alex Bregman and, Brian Hoke. Brian Hoke put out a tweet earlier today saying that they're interested now in Bregman, even though Jack Curry last night said that they weren't interested in Bregman. That doesn't make sense for him. But he did also say that Nolan Arenado doesn't make sense for the Yankees, which I do agree with that. I'm glad the Yankees are not going to try and pursue Arenado. And besides, Arenado did have a list of teams that he'd be open to playing for, and the Yankees were not on that list. So Yeah, so Yankees and Arenado is not going to be a thing. So Cashman can't talk about Fried yet. Why is that, Joe? How come they can't talk about Fried? I'm just curious.
So they're basically just talking about Jack Curry and Meredith were just talking about how imperative it is that the Yankees take advantage of this window they have now because the team has kind of been built to win now mode. And they basically just asked, like, are the Yankees a little stagnant to make these kind of moves because of what happened with Soto and how much they like Michael King? And they were just basically saying like a little bit, but the Yankees are in win now mode.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I mean, I don't think they want to, go another year of like, well, let's just play with what we got, and then we'll worry about it after the 2025 season. No, they're they gotta make something happen now. I mean, they've been deprived of no World Series for 15 years. Us fans, we haven't seen a World Series in 15 years. And I mean, do we really want to go on and to 16, 17, 18, 20 years of no World Series? I mean, shoot, man. You're gonna have to start talking people off the ledge if that happens. So, yeah, man. I think right now, like I said, I think the inner George Steinbrenner has awoken him, and he was just like, you know what, I gotta go after. I gotta make things happen. I just lost Soto. I lost the World Series, or the Yankees lost the World Series. We just lost Soto. This is unacceptable. Like, we have to take action.
Yep.
So they're gonna make something happen. It's not gonna be just Max Fried. Although I know some folks were saying that they don't want that they didn't need starting pitching. I beg to differ. Even with Soto, I said they need to absolutely acquire a starting pitcher because I wasn't feeling comfortable with that rotation that they were going to go into 2025. And Cashman keeps saying that they're trying to improve the team's defense. Well, I'm glad he is saying that. I'm glad that's being acknowledged, which was funny because there was times where in the middle of the season, and I don't know if you would agree with this there, Ace, and I don't know about everybody else in the chat, but Clay Holmes, he was always a hot topic, right? He was always, the guy blew a lot of saves. But I had made mention of that some of those saves that were blown, yes, it did fall on him. I get it. But I said that the defense didn't do their job. And
yeah, absolutely. I could agree with that.
Yeah. I had said this, and folks were trying to make excuses of like, well, he shouldn't, if the ball is hit in a ground ball that puts pressure on the players behind him. That's their job. I'm sorry. Yeah. But don't come up with some excuse. Yeah, Clay Holmes, I would never put him in a closer situation ever again. The guy's going to be a starting pitcher now for the Mets. I mean, see how that works out. I mean, yeah. I wish him the best of luck. But
I mean, just look at that Orioles game. The last Orioles game before the All-Star break where Volpe booted an easy one, then Verdugo fell down. Like, you need good defense behind you. The thing is, okay, this is the problem, and this is what came to bite us in the ass in the World Series. We're not fundamentally sound, like, as an organization. So you need to bring in guys. That's why I'm okay with it if they bring in a guy like Bregman. You bring in a guy like Bellinger. You bring in a guy like Kyle Tucker, who's a Gold Glover as well. You got to get more fundamentally sound. In order to win, you got to do the little things. You execute the little things, and you can win ball games and championships if you do that. Look at who we had last year. Gleyber Torres, so many errors. Volpe, still young, made his errors. Jazz was new to third base. Soto wasn't the best defender. Alex Verdugo, average defender, gave us nothing offensively. Aaron Judge, great in center field all year, except for when we needed him most, is when he faltered. So it's like we have to be more fundamentally sound. And if you're going to, especially like us adding, like I said earlier, we added Fried. He's a 60% ground ball pitcher. You're going to need good infield defense to be able to get it down because other teams make you pay when you give them extra outs. That's the difference.
Big time.
Last year, we didn't make a lot of teams pay for giving us extra outs, but other teams definitely made us pay for giving them extra outs.
Yeah, big time. And I got our friend Ocean View Coffee Shop. I'm assuming he voted. He said, I'm sorry, I'm not trading Hill. and he's like trading a young ace. No way. And then D-Rod does add saying that we don't know what Hill is yet. Look what happened to Sevy with the Yanks. I'm like, and I get that, but I don't think. I mean, I have confidence, and I could very well be wrong. I don't think Luis Hill ends up like Severino, and he doesn't have to be the number 2 guy. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know, I was hoping. I mean, when Sevy was a Yankee, I mean, I was hoping he would have been that 1-2 punch with Cole, but that just never came into fruition. So, and this is to you here from D-Rod.
He was okay last year. I saw him. I called a lot of games. I saw him make a lot of mistakes last year. So, I mean, yeah, granted, he saved a couple. That's what I say. He was about average last year. Because he made mistakes, but then he saved us on some runs, so.
Yeah, Verdugo, for me, man, I think he was an upgrade in left field because the Yankees haven't had a left fielder in quite some time.
Two things can be true. He could be an upgrade, but still have average play. But he was definitely an upgrade. But yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because he did make some plays out there in left field. I mean, we cannot deny that. I mean, is he the best left fielder out there? I'm not saying he's the best, but he definitely made some plays that saved the team. But his offense was bad. I mean, his bat wasn't as good as I had hoped, but unfortunately, what are you going to do?
Because I mean, if you look back at last year's team, if we just had average play from first base and left field, dude, we're a hell of a lot better team. But those were two like big holes that we had because first base couldn't figure that out, and then left field, Verdugo gave us absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So look, I'm just looking at some of the comments. So to get something like a Tucker will be painful. If you're an Astros fan, you would want to cost control younger starting pitcher like Hill. Yeah, you're right there, Mo Money.
Why would Tucker be painful though? Because we're giving up Luis Hill?
Because I guess we're giving up Luis Hill. I mean,
like you said, you got to give up something to get something. You can't.
Yeah, you got to give up something good to get something good. I mean, that's the way these trades work. It sucks.
Hold on. I'm knocking on wood right now. Hold on, knock on wood. Luis Hill throws his arm out, God forbid.
Yeah.
In the first and early in the season, we're gonna be like, damn, wish we could have traded him for Kyle Tucker. We know how it is. It's hindsight. Like, look what happened with, obviously because we lost Soto, people are looking at Michael King like, oh, look what we could have had. But it was a big question mark. We didn't know how he would do as a starter. So you got to take a risk. You got to take a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, listen, if the Yankees do in fact trade Luis Hill, if they in fact trade him for Tucker and they end up getting Tucker, you know what? Sign me up. And if the Yankees are willing to take that risk, I mean, who are we to say that the Yankees are wrong? They took a risk on Soto. What's a risk on Tucker? That's the way I see it. Yeah, I mean, I know Luis Hill comes with controllable years. I get that. I understand. But when they made that trade with the Padres, I mean, they gave up a package. I mean, it's not, the best guy that they gave up was Michael King. The other guys that they gave up, it's like, all right, they're not like anything huge, but Michael King was the only really big thing, that they gave up in that package. And Yasiin, if the Yankees trade for Tucker, does he play left field? I would put him in left field.
I think so.
I would put him in left
bigger,
field. And he could do it.
He has more range. Yeah, I think he could do it.
Yeah, he could do it.
The ball comes off the bat a little different in left field, cuts differently, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, and listen, would I be surprised now, knowing the Yankees? Would I be surprised that they put, Judge back in center, Tucker in right, Dominguez in left? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be, but I would absolutely put Tucker in left field, and I think he has every capability of playing left field. He's a talented player. He's got the defense to do it. Joe is letting us know that Aaron Boone is on right now. So
yeah. I see Cashman's just popped on, but that's like 5 minutes.
Okay,
I'll watch that later.
All right. And Nosebleed is bringing up here that Hill has control issues. If they trade him and
Absolutely.
we win a World Series, is it worth it? World Series? Yeah. I mean,
absolutely. You know, same thing with.
fans.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, same thing with Soto. If we would have won a World Series, would it have lessened the pain of him leaving? A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I mean, you do what you got to do to win, you know, now. Like the Yankees are a win now organization. You know, we don't rebuild, we reload. It's as simple as that. So there were people out there that were saying we should just blow it up. I don't think they really knew what it means to actually blow up a team. But, you know, we're kind of in win now mode, which is what they've been talking about on Hot Stove.
Yeah, and looks like a few people are tweeting this, but it said, Jack Curry believes the Yankees will try very hard to trade for Kyle Tucker, and Curry thinks they should include Luis Hill in the trade if that's what it takes. Meredith Morakovitz adds that a Yankee executive told her they're comfortable with it being a one-year rental. Hey, if you were comfortable with Soto, you could definitely be comfortable with Tucker. And I think they're gonna try and pull that trigger. I think they're gonna try and make that happen. And don't be surprised if it happens tonight.
I would.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love Luis Hill, but we need some offense, and you need that protection. Now, my question is, if you got Kyle Tucker, you're putting him in front of or behind Aaron Judge?
Ooh. So Judge was number 3 the entire season. Would you move him to the number 2 spot? You know what? I would move him up to number 2, put Tucker at 3. In my opinion, that's what I would do. Would you agree with that?
I could see that. It also depends on who you have as a leadoff guy. Like
this is true too.
If you had Volpe as leadoff, I wouldn't mind right, left, right. You go Volpe, Tucker, and Judge. You know, the reason Judge went back to 3 is because Juan Soto has one of the best on bases, and it just made sense for us then. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Tucker might be able to knock him in a little bit more. You think about it like this. I wouldn't mind Judge 2, Tucker 3, Stanton 4.
So Judge 2, Tucker 3, Stanton at 4?
Stanton at 4. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, Stanton at 4. I like Stanton at 4. I prefer him at 5, but if they put him at 4, would I complain? No. I wouldn't complain at all. So, but I wanted to get to this comment from Mo Money. He was saying, I think getting Tucker and Bellinger, that would replace Soto if you combine the offense and run prevention. Both are plus defenders, and Bellinger plays a premium center fielder and first base. Tucker would mash. I agree. 100%. Yeah. I'm 100% with that comment, Mo Money. You are absolutely correct.
Nothing's going to replace Soto offensively, but those are 2 great plan Bs. And that's what the Yankees are striving for right now.
100%. And this is what Nosebleed section puts. He puts Judge at 2, Dominguez 3, Stanton 4, Tucker at 5.
I think that's too low for Tucker. I would go. I would switch Tucker and Dominguez. Tucker,
yes.
Because here's the thing. We still got to figure out what's going on with Jason Dominguez, and you need your best players to get in that bat in the first inning. Judge is not going to lead off. Let's put it like that. The only time he led off was when they were trying to get him extra at bats to hit 62. That was it. But Aaron Judge's not a leadoff guy. No. Analytics say you should put your best player at second. Traditional baseball says third. If you got 2 guys and get on base, you want in the very first inning for your best guys to get in that bat. I love Jason Dominguez, but you got to put him. I would switch Tucker and Dominguez.
Yeah, Dominguez is a guy I wouldn't even put him at the number 5 spot if I'm being honest. I'd put him probably 7 if anything.
Because then you got to think Cody Bellinger. If you get Cody Bellinger, I put Bellinger at 5.
Bellinger at 5, bro. Like, wouldn't that be insane? Stanton then Bellinger, like that would.
Here we go. All right. If because my dream scenario, right? Let's say we landed Bregman, Bellinger, and Tucker, right? I would go Jazz first, followed by Judge, Tucker, Stanton, Bellinger, split them with Volpe. No. You probably go Jazz after Bellinger. You probably have to have the 2 lefties, Volpe and then Wells. That's a lot of lefties.
Would you switch Bellinger and Stanton? Would you have Bellinger hit 4?
No, because I like the balance. Let me write this out just so I make sure I
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
Go for it.
Yeah, I would go Volpe, Judge.
I should grab a pen and paper too.
You good? Volpe, Judge, Tucker. I'm gonna abbreviate them. Stanton, Belly. Then I would have Dominguez and Jason, as NFE would say, Jason Dominguez. Then I would go Jazz, Wells, and then Volpe. No, Jazz and Wells. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing? Missing somebody. Volpe, Judge, Tucker, Stanton, Belly, Jason Dominguez, Jazz. Oh, second baseman. Probably Durbin.
Durbin, yeah.
Oh, no. I said Bregman in this scenario. I did say Bregman in this scenario. Okay, no. That changes it then. Hold on. Here we go. I got it. I would go. All right. I would go Volpe, Judge, Tucker, Stanton, Belly, Bregman, Jazz, Wells, Jason Dominguez. That's what I would go with. That would be my 9 right there. Jason Dominguez in a 9 spot. Now, like it would do the same thing where it would be like you're another leadoff guy. Another leadoff guy if the 9-hole hitter gets up. That would be my lineup. Now, if you want to switch Jazz and Volpe, sure. I'm okay with that. Have Jazz lead off, but then I would immediately put Volpe back in the 9 spot. So it would be Jazz, Judge, Tucker, Stanton, Bellinger, Bregman, Dominguez, Wells, and Volpe. That would give the Yankees the biggest balance right there. Because then you would have righty, lefty. Hold on, I'm just writing it out. Okay. You would have, because I got to make sure I'm saying that. Okay. You would have lefty and Jazz, righty and Judge, lefty and Tucker, righty and Stanton, lefty and Bellinger, righty and Bregman, switch hitter and Jason Dominguez. So it doesn't matter what they have. Lefty and Wells, Volpe, and righty and Volpe. So that's the ultimate lineup that would give you balance on everything. You can't get more balance than that lineup. Jazz, Judge, Tucker, Stanton, Belly, Bregman, Jason Dominguez, Wells, Volpe.
That is a very well balanced lineup, I must say. And Pasty, he's saying why do people want a 2017 Astro? I don't get it. Are you referring to Bregman? I'm assuming you're referring to
obviously
Bregman.
Not over it. If it helps the Yankees win, who cares?
Yeah.
So you telling me, okay, so to everybody that's like, I don't want Bregman. So if Bregman hits a game-winning, I'm not saying the game-winning hit in the World Series, but a game-winning hit in the World Series, are you really going to be like, because he was an Astro? No, you're going to be celebrating. Like, come on. I'm not saying the game-winning hit, but if he had a huge hit in the World Series, we all going to be like this, like, let's go, Bregman.
Yeah, we'll definitely be cheering him on if he gets a game-winning home run or a game-winning hit or whatever. I mean, we're not going to.
You know what? As much as we got cheated, if we cheat, who cares? I'm tired of being on the other end of the cheating. Let's do some cheating.
I don't want people cheating, man. I don't want that. But Bregman's going to be 31 at the start of the season there, Joe. Well, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
If you're talking about Bregman, he's a free agent.
Does he have does he have QO on him?
I think he does have a QO. I think they did give him a QO. I'm pretty sure they did. But apparently the Red Sox are in on Bregman. I think are the Mets in on him? I'm trying to remember, but I know the Red Sox were in on him.
Yeah, Bregman.
And the Tigers are in on him. I know that.
If you were Alex Bregman, who would you rather play for? The Yankees.
I mean, yeah, but we said the same thing about Soto.
I mean, that's because that MFer went for the money.
Yeah, he went for the money, man. He went for the money. It was funny, all those reports that were coming about Soto was like, oh well, they wouldn't give him a suite. I'm like, please. He went for the money. Just stop with the excuses.
He's rich. Buy your own suite, you cheapskate. Like, what
Yeah.
happened to the days of? Remember when Derek Jeter's family used to be sitting in the crowd with the fans?
Yeah.
Soto's family can't do that. You that bougie that you can't do that? Come on, man. Go buy your
Yeah,
own
I know.
suite. You got
And
like you. If you would have signed that Yankee offer for $760 million, you telling me you can't afford a suite?
yeah, sorry, man. We can't talk to you then if that's the case. But this is Nosebleed's lineup right here.
What would make you think Durbin would come in as a rookie and be a leadoff guy? And then Jazz and Volpe are too low in my opinion. Well,
Jazz and
actually,
Volpe.
Volpe would go 7. If I'm a ninth in my opinion. You're not going to have a guy like Wells in the 9-hole. That 9-hole hitter, you want a guy that can be like a second leadoff guy. You're not going to have Wells there.
Yeah,
So I
Wells
would,
are like at the 8 spot.
yeah. Now in this situation, like if we don't have Bregman, Durbin's going to be a 9-hole hitter. You're not going to put a rookie number at the top. He's going right to 9.
Yeah. You're not going to put Dominguez there. You won't put Durbin there. I mean, I get where you're going with that Nosebleed. And honestly, like you're entitled to your opinion with the lineup, but I don't think they'll go with the rookies as far as the leadoff spot goes. And
they're talking about DJ LeMahieu.
why are they talking about what are they saying about DJ there, Joe?
Aaron Boone on Max Fried, a real master of his craft. Putting it on kind of thick there, Aaron.
Oh my God.
He's a good ball player though. Career 307. He's had recent playoff struggles, but overall, he's playing for a winning organization in the Atlanta Braves. He's a champion. He knows.
Yeah, he won. He did win the World Series in 2021.
Yep. So
I
like it. I'm a big fan of Max Fried.
No, I like the Max Fried signing. I was just like, man, how awesome would it be if the Yankees were to sign Max Fried? And sure enough, they did. So, good on the Yankees for doing that. So,
yeah, Ken Rosenthal said, still Jonathan Weiska, still physical is pending first. That's gonna be a big thing. Well, they know he's injured, so they said he's not gonna be here till late April. So,
yeah. I'm just trying to see. I just want to know what the money is being paid to him. That's more or less what I want to know. I'm just curious about that. Like you said, it's probably not much for a guy like Loaisiga, but still got to wonder. But I am reading on MLB trade rumors, though, like because it says this last paragraph that I'm reading right now with the Loaisiga thing. It does say the Yankees lost several relievers to free agency this offseason, including Clay Holmes, Tommy Kahnle, and Tim Hill. Thus, Loaisiga will slot into a pen that lacks high leverage arms after Luke Weaver and Ian Hamilton. General Manager Brian Cashman will presumably remain active in the market for relievers. The Yankees were linked to All-Star closer Carlos Estevez earlier this offseason, while reunions with Kahnle and Hill could also be in the cards. I don't want the Yankees to reunite with Kahnle.
I'd be willing to get Hill though.
Hill, I would absolutely love to bring back. I would love to bring Hill back on like a 1 or 2 year deal because not Luis Hill, but Tim Hill was excellent out of that coming out of that bullpen. He was a great arm out of that bullpen. So I guess with DJ, from what Joe is saying here, they're gonna watch him in spring training and hopefully he comes back to he's not going to come back to what he was, man. Come on, boys. Come on, guys.
I want that experiment to be over with already.
Listen, I've said it many, many times on the live streams. I love DJ LeMahieu. I have nothing against DJ LeMahieu, but his best days are behind him. It's unfortunate that those injuries have plagued him, but let's save it, man. He's not the guy that he once was. Again, I love DJ LeMahieu. I'm a big DJ LeMahieu fan. I like the guy, but he's not the player he once was. That's it.
Yeah. I'm going to be upset if we don't get like somebody like Cody Bellinger because we believe DJ LeMahieu is going to come back to form. Oh my gosh, that would piss me off because like Aaron Boone, the way his managing style, he can't be tempted. Same thing like Josh Donaldson and Aaron Hicks had to be off the team. You have to get his guys like DJ LeMahieu off the team so he's not tempted to use him. Because the
Mm-hmm.
last thing I want to see is him to be like, oh, we'll move Cody Bellinger to outfield, sit Jason Dominguez, and we're going to start DJ LeMahieu at first. I'm like, bro, like, can we, Hal Steinbrenner, get these guys off the team so Boone is not tempted to pencil them in because he's their friend, because he's their buddy. Like, come on.
Yeah. You brought up Donaldson and Aaron Hicks. I mean, I had him or Donaldson, Hicks, and Joey Gallo. I always call those guys the Three Musketeers.
Boone's buddies. That's what it is. The Boone buddies right there, because like he just can't help but pencil them in every day. Like even earlier this year, I will never forgive Aaron Boone, right? Because I said this numerous streams. Oswaldo Cabrera came out as hot as possible in 2024. He raked against Houston. He was hot. And then all of a sudden, John Birdie came back and Aaron Boone sat Cabrera for 3 days.
Yeah.
Then he cooled off. Then he stopped playing them. I'm like, the best player should play at the end of the day. It's as simple as that.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. And Benito Rivera, what's going on, man? He's asking if Yanks miss out on Tucker and Bellinger, what are their other alternatives? I mean, you know, Bregman, Christian Walker. There's, Teoscar Hernandez is still out there.
I just think he's still going to end up with the Dodgers. I think the Blue Jays can overpay him the most, but I think I think he really wants to go back to LA.
Yeah, he wants to go back to LA. He has made that clear. Whether or not that happens, I mean, it still remains to be seen because they're just far apart in money. That's what it boils down to, you know. So yeah, I don't know how far apart they are, but
I'm just glad too that things seem to be off the Nolan Arenado train. Oh man.
Oh, thank God.
That reeked of a Brian Cashman type move. Oh, he's old. Let's give him a long-term contract. Oh my gosh. I'm glad that fizzled out real quick.
Yeah, Arenado is, listen, any team that wanted him, you know, during his best time, the best time to get him was back in 2018.
Yeah.
That was the best time to get Arenado. I wouldn't get Arenado now. Arenado's a good player. I mean, hell of a third baseman. You know, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think the Cardinals are going to be stuck with him, honestly, because you know they're gonna teams are gonna ask the Cardinals to eat some of that contract, and I don't know if they want to. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're gonna be stuck with him. So I don't know. And DJ, listen, they can't trade DJ because he's a 5'10" guy. So I mean, it's either you keep him on the bench or you DFA him. So that's what they have. And Sean's life, Ben Rice is not ready.
No, I don't think
and they did give him a shot in 2024. It didn't pan out the way they had hoped. I mean, he came out red hot at first, but then, you know, it really started to show like he was striking out a bunch and was just not playing up to his caliber. So, yeah, Ben Rice he's not the answer. First base needs to be figured out, though. I mean, whether it's Cody Bellinger, whether that's Christian Walker, that needs to get figured out. I mean, I don't think they're going to go the Santana route, but they need first base they need to figure out. I mean, that's to me that's more of an important position to figure out than third base because they got a third baseman in Jazz Chisholm unless they somehow sign Bregman, which would be freaking insane if they signed Bregman. Yeah, Scene is asking.
You're totally against that, huh?
Huh?
The second you bring up Bregman, you're gonna be like, "Fuck."
No, you know what? If they do sign Bregman, I'll be like, all right, you know what? He's on the team. Let's hope he plays well. He just better play well. That's what I want. You know, any player that the Yankees get, it's like I'm not going to always agree with the players that they acquire, but I'm also going to be like, okay, well, hopefully they can do something. You know, So Yasin is asking, would I trade for Nathaniel Lau from Texas? I would. He's the first baseman.
Nathaniel or Brandon?
Or
Nathaniel?
Brandon Lau. I thought it was Nathaniel, but
Which one plays for which?
I could.
Nathaniel's to the Texas Rangers. I think
Okay.
Brandon is Brandon
He's a
Lau's
Tampa
still
Bay
on
Ray, I think, right?
still on the Rays, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I'm good on that. I wouldn't want to make a trade for him. I'm good on that.
Yeah, I don't think the Rangers are going to want to trade for him anyway. Yeah, and I know Sean's life was asking why Bellinger hit 12 homers, although he hit 18 homers last year. I had to look that one up. But and like Nosebleed section said, he only played 78 games because of an injury. And that's the other thing that kind of worries me about Bellinger, man, is the injury. Is his injuries. You know, if the guy could stay healthy, I mean, he's a phenomenal player, but he needs to stay healthy. You know, it's kind of like what we discussed about Loisaga. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully, if the Yankees were to get him, hopefully he can stay healthy. You know, but I don't know, man. It's almost 8 o'clock in Texas. Do you think the Yankees are cooking something up right now, or do you think something is going to happen late night?
I don't know. We'll see. I've been refreshing Twitter. Haven't seen any recent updates. You know, Hot Stove is on. The fact that they've already talked to. I doubt it because they're already talking on Hot Stove. I'm sure that if something was to happen, they would have wanted to break it before Hot Stove. But we'll see. But if something does happen, we'll be covering it.
Yeah, for real, man. It's just I wanted to appreciate you, Sean's life. Appreciate you subscribing.
You did some subs today.
Yeah, I got some subs today, man. So I appreciate all the new subs today. You guys and gals out there are the best. All right. And I will once again put Ace's channel on there. So Sean's Life, subscribe to this channel here, the Ace Avenue. This is my guy right here. So make sure you subscribe to him because, again, does a fantastic job over there on his channel. He doesn't do just baseball. He does movie stuff too. So if you're into movies, he's your guy. So he's very big into movies. And I know he's
What about you, man? What's your favorite movie?
I got too many, man. There's really not a favorite movie.
Favorite sports movie?
Sports movie. Oh wow. Are we talking like all, like even
anything?
I mean, Sandlot's a classic.
It is.
You can't go wrong with that. Major League is hilarious. 42, right? That was a pretty.
That is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
My favorite. Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. A lot of thank you. Sean's Life said he did.
Appreciate that,
cool.
Sean's Life.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that means a lot. I try to help out all the other content creators because they're always trying to help me out. So I always try to return the favor as always. So thank you so much for subscribing. But yeah, I wanted to go live for like 2 hours just because I was hoping maybe some breaking news. But like you said, it'll be hilarious if we end the live stream here and news breaks out, and then I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm gonna go back live. And Ace I don't know if Ace wants to join me or not, but
that exactly as soon as it happens.
Yeah, for sure. But
it was a good move by the Yankees, though. So far, got a lot of confidence in sucks. Like I said, we lost Soto. But this Max Fried was a great pivot. I just like the fact that they're being aggressive. This smart, I should say too. They're being smart this off season, at least so far. Fried was a great signing. Would love for them to get their hands on Kyle Tucker, and make it happen, man. I'm with it.
Yeah, and Sean's Life is saying he likes the natural.
Okay.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, Angels in the Outfield. That's a great
classic
movie. I freaking
A League
love
of Their
that
Own.
movie.
Mr. Coconut.
A League of Their Own. Mm-hmm.
That's another classic. Field of Dreams is what Sean says. Another classic.
61 is great. Stephen B is saying.
In my opinion, baseball movies are the best movies, I think. Like
in terms of sports.
yes, I think so because you can feel more. Like Moneyball was captivating as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
baseball movies just captivate you more, in my opinion. Um, Football movies are good too. Like The Replacements is good. Any Given
Yeah,
Sunday is another good one. Basketball movies, Coach Carter. Oh, another football movie. Remember the Titans is one of my favorites as
yeah,
well.
that's a good
That
that's a good
that's a
one.
good one. So, but I just think baseball movies translate more to the big screen, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's like something I don't know. I don't know if you want to say like nostalgic. There's just I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just something classic about it.
You
Um,
consider Sandlot a baseball movie? I consider that more of a nostalgic movie. Like, just brings you back to a time when you were a kid. Baseball's in it though.
I mean, they're playing baseball, and
Yeah,
then homeboy grows up to be a baseball player. So and
Benny the Jet. I have his jersey.
do you really?
Yeah, hold on. I think I have it right
Oh
here.
man, we got to see this live, people. Bull Durham, yeah, Bull Durham was a great one. That movie was hilarious. I did like Bull Durham. Uh oh, Ace is back. Hold on.
Benny the Jet.
Nice. He's got the Benny the Jet Rodriguez jersey.
This, yep, Benny the Jet. Yep,
That's awesome.
the goat, the goat. You know what I would also like to add to the collection? Because like I said, I'm a collector when it comes to that. I would
Yeah.
also like to add the Mighty Ducks too.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
I
another
had a
classic one.
I worked with a guy one time and he had the Adam Sandler's Bobby Boucher jersey from the Waterboy.
Mm.
I see he wore it one day. I started laughing.
Before this year, I would have, I only own Yankee hats, but to complete the Benny the Jet jersey, I would have had to get the LA Dodgers hat. Before this year, I would have did it for Christmas, but I ain't buying those dudes hats so they could pay Otani. No, I'm good.
Yeah. But as far as like the other free agents, man, I mean, what do you think? Sean, real quick, Sean Brown is asking D2 versus D3, which was better. I'm D2, hands
D2.
down. Hands down.
Yeah. I think D2 was the best one.
So you think Teoscar's going back to
The
the
Dodgers.
Dodgers?
Mm-hmm.
No chance of him going to Toronto?
I don't know. No, I think Toronto could pay him the most money.
Yeah.
I think they could definitely get, and then he'll be back with his former team. But I think either way, he's back with a former team, either the Dodgers or the Blue Jays. I think he really wants to be a Dodger because he's been holding out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because he could have been a domino that went really quickly after Soto. Because for a team that need outfielders, I think ultimately, he really wants to be a Dodger. Let's see if there's any news on him.
Yeah. What about Corbin Burns?
Like I said, I'm surprised he's still out there. His market is dying
Yeah.
because the three big teams that you would up the price on are out of it or said they're not interested. The Yankees, Mets, and Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers haven't said that, but what are they going to do? Their rotation's already full, and they're trying to get Sasaki too. So it's like they're not going to go get him. The Mets said they're. I'm surprised the Mets haven't gone and get him because they have no pitching. I wouldn't mind if you traded Luis Hill, get rid of Marcus Stroman. That'll buy you some cap. That'll buy you some cap space, and then you just go ahead and get Corbin Burns for cheap because then that also makes I don't want Corbin Burns to go back to the Orioles. That's the only thing. But like you were saying earlier, there are some connections to him and the Padres. So
Yeah. The Giants is who I'm thinking for Corbin Burns.
oh, you
Although,
did say Giants. I messed
yeah, I
that up. That
said,
was my
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Yeah, Giants could still be a thing. I would say the Giants look out for the Giants. Would I be surprised if the Orioles signed him back? Honestly, no. They're under a new ownership too.
Yeah.
And that new ownership is supposed to, these guys are supposed to spend. They're like big time spenders.
Yeah.
And the Mets are in on the Dylan Cease trade talks. Okay, yeah, I know Dylan Cease is on the
pitching.
trade. Yeah, so I mean, that would be a good pickup or a good trade for the Mets if they were to get him.
I wouldn't have mind us getting. Last year, Dylan Cease, very reliable pitcher, could give you 200 innings, can give you 200 strikeouts too. I would have been in on Dylan Cease.
Yeah, I'm seeing folks are still talking baseball movies, Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, all classic movies. Sean's Life says, don't be surprised if Cashman gets Pete Alonso. I just got that feeling like he likes. No, they're not going to get Alonso, man. There's no way. They're not going to get Alonso.
He goes back to the Mets.
I think so too.
I still think that they had a handshake deal with him, saying, let us just get Soto, then we'll look out for you, because Pete Alonso's their guy.
Oh, 100%. William is asking you what you think about John Wick movies.
Good action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Keanu Reeves is a great actor. Really, really action-packed movies. Some of my favorites, no. But, yeah. When it comes to my favorites, I'm a Marvel guy, MCU.
Oh, you're a Marvel guy. Okay. Yeah, you're big into the superheroes, huh?
If I hit 24K, that's when I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream. But after that, by then, that'll probably be like a year. MCU will probably be over. From start to finish, I'm going to do an entire stream from the first Marvel movie all the way to the end. And that's going to be like a couple of days. And I'm just going to watch every Marvel movie. And then proceeds will go to charity.
There you go. Nice, man.
Yep.
Nice. The Natural Baseball movie, I honestly have not seen that. Ace, you've seen it.
Mm-hmm. TC Steels is in the building.
Yo, TC Steels, what's up, man? You're kind of coming in towards the tail end of it. We're talking like baseball movies and just movies in general. I got my guy Ace here. We've been talking trades and free agents, Yankees, Red Sox, Mets. I mean, we talked about all the teams. So just because I know on this channel I got folks that support other teams, and all fans are welcome on this channel as always. So
you're a fighting guy when it comes to that. You like the Creed and Rocky movies?
I do like the Creed and Rocky movies. I like the Rocky movies. Creed was cool. I did actually enjoy Creed. But I enjoy Rocky more than I do Creed. I mean, just because it's Rocky. It's a classic.
Yeah, you're an MMA guy. Do they really have MMA movies like that? Never Back Down.
Never Back Down was pretty cool.
Here Comes the Boom.
Here Comes the Boom. Oh my God. Yeah, there's not really. I mean, there was like some boxing movies.
Yeah. There's a lot of boxing movies.
Yeah.
Southpaw, the Rocky movies.
Southpaw was cool. Southpaw was great. Yeah, I like boxing too. I'm not just a MMA guy. I do love boxing.
You know what movie I love that was, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a boxing movie. Annapolis. It was a boxing military movie.
Which movie?
Annapolis.
Annapolis, yes. Oh, Sean Browning says Cinderella Man. Yes.
Cinderella Man is a good one. Yeah.
Yes.
Annapolis had Jamie Lee I'm sorry, Tyrese Gibson in there, James Franco, Jordana Brewster. That was a solid. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I might have to put to the watch list. $1 Million Baby.
$1 Million Baby was good. Yeah, man. No, there's a lot of classics out there, man. There's definitely a lot of classics.
Yeah,
we talked about Major League there, TC Steels and Graham.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned Major League. Yeah, Major Leagues 1 and 2. Those were some great baseball movies right there. Absolutely. But yeah. Do you watch Cobra Kai? Sunil is asking you.
Yeah, I love Cobra Kai, and I might do a rewatch. I mean, I'm thinking about doing a rewatch of the whole entire series. This last series, though, this last season, part 1 and part 2, I'm on the boat of. I think they should have ended the season ago, because these last 5 episodes, I was like, bro, if I would have recorded my reaction, it probably would have went viral, because I was cursing, I was doing everything. I was like, what am I watching? Like, what is this? It turned into like an all out, like it went from karate to American Gladiators to wrestling, and I'm like, what?
Bronx Vibe Podcast says let's get Trevor Bauer. No way. No,
I don't think he's gonna see MLB again.
Yeah, his time in the MLB is over, man. And TC still says we signed Loaizaga. Yeah, we talked about it here. That was announced, and I was, surprised that they brought him back. But I know the Mets were looking in on Loaizaga.
Yep, So we got a victory over the Mets. Let's go. Loizaca's name just doesn't look like it sounds to me. I can never spell it either. Like if someone's like spell Loizaca, I can never spell it.
That's why they call him lasagna.
Nope. Oh, well, that's a guy on Twitter.
Yeah, Johnny's. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. And speaking of which, Hector was at spring training last year, and I think he said he had a chance to talk with Jonathan Loizaga, and he actually asked him if he does like lasagna, and he actually said no.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Just a little insight on the kid that we just got. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz posted a 2.91 ERA with a 27.2 strikeout percentage in single and high A, and prospect was a top 30 prospect in the Red Sox organization. Wow. I mean, that's not really. 7 on Fangraph, 13 on MLB Pipeline, 20 on Baseball America, 25 on the Sox prospect, and he can reach 99 on his fastball, and he's only 21.
I'll take that, man. I mean, if there's some, I mean, I'll tell you what, man. When it comes to pitching, the Yankees do a great job of finding good pitching, especially for the bullpen. They do an excellent job of finding arms, man.
That's the one thing I trust them on. No matter what, they'll find them bullpen arms.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just trying to refresh and see if there's anything, but there isn't anything right now. Yeah, the bullpen is in shambles right now, TC, but I truly think they're going to figure it out. Cashman always finds a diamond in the rough. I mean, that's just what he does.
Look at Luke Weaver.
Yeah, Luke Weaver. I mean,
Tim
look,
Hill.
when they got, I mean, before they made Clay Holmes a closer, when they got him from the Pirates, the guy had like a high 5 ERA. His ERA improved.
Say what you want, but he was still an all-star.
He was.
Still had one of the longest streaks, like, of no-hit ball in the playoffs for us. You can say what you want there, that he blew games, absolutely. Some to the fault of his own, some not to the fault of his own. But it's like, good luck to you over there in Shitty Field. Good luck.
Sean's Life, Quentin Tarantino movies. I like Quentin Tarantino movies.
Quentin Tarantino is really good.
Yeah.
One of the best directors. I mean, one of the best, filmmakers. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
From Dusk Till Dawn's classic.
Yeah.
He's a great director. Or a great filmmaker, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. But I think I'm ready to shut this thing down. And call it a night, unless if some breaking news happens, and I'll come back live. But I don't know. Right now it's 8:00 in Dallas. I mean, you never know. Sometimes a late night trade does happen. If it does, if I'm around, I'll definitely go live. If not, worst case scenario, I'll just go live tomorrow and talk about it. But Ace, appreciate you coming on, man, and spending 2 hours with me. So talking about the winter meetings and the hot stove and all that. So I do appreciate it. So
no doubt. Always a pleasure to have you. We collab great together. Always a pleasure to collab with you, my dude.
Yeah. No, I like the collaboration, man. I love interacting with you. I like the collabs. Hopefully in the future, when you start doing like the play-by-plays, I can jump on your channel and you can come on.
I'm trying to get somebody to come on. If you need me to come on yours, no doubt. You got to get some sound effects though. This year, get some sound effects. Now,
I'm working. I want to work on sound effects. I do want to work on those little emoji things that you got on your. I do want to work on that. I just gotta sit my butt down and just work on it. But I do.
It's the behind the scenes stuff as content creators that a lot of people don't know about. Actually, sitting down in front of you, like you guys see us, and you're like, okay, great. We're talking to you. We're having a conversation for 2 hours. But the extra work that goes on behind the sines can be kind of tedious.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When I was doing my Tuesday, Thursday morning live streams, I would stay up late at night, like till 12, till midnight, 1 o'clock. Just trying to getting the stream together, and it's and then I wake up like 5-6 hours later, and but those live streams, by the way, they are going to be moved to the afternoon. I just feel like it's better for the channel. You know what I mean? I get more eyes. So it's probably going to be a thing where on some of those what do you call it? On some of those days, I'm going to go like the show pregame, and I might do a play-by-play. So I might be like streaming all day, all night sort of thing. So
that's the dream.
Yeah, so that's probably that'll probably happen on like Tuesdays and Thursdays if I do the play-by-plays along with that too. I may not do every single game, but I am looking to do more play-by-plays for sure. Going into the 2025 season, and yes, please. I don't have to sit up till 2 a.m. Where do you live there, Graham? I appreciate you tuning in. Got to let me know where you must be. Like if it's 2 a.m, what are you, like in England, Scotland? Like, where are you at?
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching wherever you're at.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
And shout outs to LI Yankee King, the #1 Yankee troll is in the building. What up?
Yeah.
Dude?
What up, LI? Scotland.
Scotland.
I was on the money. All right. Yeah. Scotland.
Every time I hear this phone beep, I look down at it like maybe it's some breaking news. Like, get these post notifications. I'm looking down quick as hell.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, so Ryan Garcia from Fireside Yankees, he posted something on about that Elmer Rodriguez Cruz was a consensus top 30 prospect in Red Sox organization. I know you kind of mentioned that.
Yep.
MLB or Fangraphs has him at number 7. MLB Pipeline at number 13. Baseball America number 20. Sox Prospects number 25.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and then he goes on to say he could hit 99 as a 21-year-old. Yep.
That's pretty. God, that is. Highlander's a tip to our first name. Where you live stateside for years, like into like states, like here, like where did you live? But yeah, man. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I'm gonna the Tuesday, Thursday morning shows that I was doing. I'm probably just gonna move those to the afternoon. Okay. Yeah, probably early part of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And yeah, just more eyes. And that way I can get my rest in the morning. You know?
Yeah, because I didn't really get to tune into your early morning shows because I'm sleeping in the morning.
Yeah, for sure. Your late wife was a Red Sox fan, so it was interesting at times. Oh, boy. Yeah, I bet. And was a serving naval officer. Okay.
Well, thank you for her service, and sorry for your loss.
Yeah, sorry, man. Very sorry for the loss. But yeah, that's tough, man. Donald is live on Pinstripe Chronicles. Yeah. I know Jason's going to go live here in a little over 20 minutes. So,
yeah, I'm about to pop over and check out my guy. Oh, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to say I'll probably pop over for a little bit. Then I got to go like take care of a few things. But yeah, I might say what's up and yeah, what do you call it? Go do my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to pop off to my guy, Zach Milne, on the movie side. He'll be doing his community live streams every Wednesday, so I'll go over there and check it out.
Okay. Oh, Donald is doing his own podcast on Pinstripe Chronicles 1 day a week. All right, Stephen B. That's good to know. Oh, wow. So Graham was married to a Red Sox fan. Stephen B., you're married. Your wife is a Red Sox fan? Oh, boy. How do you all survive? That's the question. Right. Oh, man. But yeah, that is going to wrap things up here, though, folks. Again, Ace, thank you for tuning in, man. And Graham, 26 years in your army as a kid. Okay. Dang. That's a long freaking time. But yeah, you're good, Stephen B. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody tuning in again. Once again, Ace, thanks for popping on, bro. It's always a pleasure having you on. You're always welcome. You know that, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When you sent me that text, I'm like, yeah, you're coming on, man. prepare for 2 hours if you're ready for 2 hours. But yeah, you're definitely
Flew
coming
by.
on.
Light work.
What it was, yeah. I mean, yeah, for you it's light work. I mean, I'm like, it shouldn't be a problem for him because he does like 3-4 hour play-by-plays.
Oh, not
So
anymore. 2.5, 3, 4
2.5
hours sometimes when you get the big premier games. Then you're like, damn, this game was 5 hours.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you all so much. Thank you to all the new subscribers out there. Make sure you all subscribe to the Strike Zone. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to the Ace Avenue. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't yet. Share this channel, share our channels out with everybody. Let's continue growing both of our channels. Let's get it done. And you love the streams that are balanced and not just complaining. Well done. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't want to just be complaining and crying. I don't want to be that. I want to come up with like solutions and opinions. Like that's what I like to do here. So I know Ace likes to I know Ace will probably do the same thing, so I have no doubt. But
I got no problem cursing nobody out though.
yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't. But it's all good. But Benito, thank you. I appreciate you joining. So hopefully I see you more of you in the future. Thank you all. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's hope some news comes out late tonight. If it does, and if I'm around, you better believe I'm going live. And if not, there's always tomorrow, folks. But I'll see you all later. Have a good night, everyone. Let's go, Yankees.